I'm here to talk about Mother's Day Connect, which is a really exciting campaign. But first, I have to point something out. So, I'm Zoe, and this is where I would normally introduce Harley, the born of the Born Geek. But she's sleeping. It's like a miracle. This past week at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, she's been passed out. It is a miracle. Like she normally used to go to sleep between 9 and 10, and all of a sudden I get an evening. Like, this is what people talk about when they say that people actually get an evening. So, very, very exciting for me to finally have a bit of an evening to myself with the little one sleeping. So, no Harley in this video because she's in the cot unless she starts screaming and wakes up, and then she will join the video. But I've been talking about Mother's Day Connect a little bit. I wrote about it on my blog, and I've been sharing a lot of posts about it. So some of you might be wondering, what is Mother's Day Connect? And so I thought I would just give a little bit of insight into this campaign, let you guys ask some questions if you have any questions, and also tell you a little bit about how you can get involved, because that's always a nice thing as well, and how I'm getting involved, because I did this whole campaign and I was so excited to get other people involved, and then I didn't know how I was going to be involved, and I felt like a bit of a hypocrite, but now I know. Now I have a plan. So I'm going to share everything with you now. So, first up, what is Mother's Day Connect? So it's actually comes from an organization called Cape Town Embrace. And this organization is oriented towards rebuilding the sort of motherhood tribe. Now, if you think about back in the day, sort of back in the day when a woman would have a baby, and they would become one of many women in the tribe who were mothers, and they all helped each other. So they had all been through it before, and if she had trouble breastfeeding, or if she was tired and needed someone else to hold the baby, or just needed help cooking food for the husband, or whatever it was, at least then there was a community of women who would help, and that's kind of been lost over the years. Like, yes, when women have babies, often like friends will gather around and make dinner, or will offer to help, or whatever it might be. But it can be a bit like. Even with all of that, even with all the support, we don't have the sisterhood that we used to. We don't have the kind of constant support and motherhood tribe and lack of judgment, all these sorts of different aspects that go into it. So, Cape Town Embrace, which is a wonderful organization, is really geared towards helping women rebuild that sense of community. And I had no idea about it because I'm based in Joburg and it's Cape Town Embrace. And so why am I a part of it? Well, I blame Mandy. So some of you might know Mandy. She's the mom and the previously pregnant one from Pregnant in Cape Town, and she roped me in to be in a campaign. She offered to me. She's told me a little bit about it and said, "Did I want to join in?" And I said, "Of course." And she said that there was this whole idea of Mother's Day Connect, and that, in essence, there was this idea that we all feel very much alone when we become moms. And as much as you might think like, oh, motherhood will be beautiful and amazing, many of us, myself included, kind of get thrown into the deep end with motherhood and feel incredibly alone. And for all the offers of help and support that you might get, when it's 2 in the morning and your kid just won't go to sleep, you're on your own and you feel alone. And then, if you struggle bonding, or if you struggle breastfeeding, or if you just, whatever issues you might have, often we end up feeling very much alone. And especially if you're a first-time mom, motherhood is really, really daunting. And as much as you might think you're prepared, as much as you might read all the books and all the articles, it's really, really lonely and really, really scary. And so Mother's Day Connect is all about connecting different moms together, connecting the sort of mom tribe back together, and saying you're not alone, and, this isn't... You're not the first person to feel this way, and welcome to the mom tribe. It has its ups and downs, and this is what Mother's Day Connect is about. So there is a specific action, though. So the idea is that on Mother's Day, we are going to go to various hospitals around the country. So there are hospitals in Cape Town, in Joburg, in Durban, and we are going to go and meet with women who have given birth. Now, it's kind of the important thing here is that, I gave birth in a private hospital, and yes, it was a very traumatic experience with, at 32 weeks pregnant, 8 weeks prem, Harley made her entrance, like the dramatic character that she is. And it was really, really scary. And that was with a loving husband, his family. My mom was available on Skype and on the phone. I had awesome friends who, came to visit me in the hospital and who, helped Dean and were, doing all sorts of things. And people phoned me. Everyone was really doing their best to try and support me. And I knew that I was loved and supported and really had everyone's help, even when I was in the ICU, bringing me magazines. And, once I was out of the hospital, helping me, driving me to the hospital, so much support that I had. Like, I can't even go down the list of people who were helpful and loving and made me feel special and not alone. And even with all of that, I felt alone. Like, there I was, with a breast pump and worrying about my kid in the hospital or whatever it was, and I felt alone. And even with all that support. And so the idea of this is that, there are women who are giving birth in public hospitals whose families are far away, who friends are far away, who, don't have the support network that I had and that many of us have had. So, it's that thing of, like, it's already scary enough when you have a support network. Mother's Day Connect is all about saying, okay, what about the women who don't have a support network, who are in, a government hospital, in a public ward, might not have necessarily the resources that they need to look after themselves, look after their baby. And it's, being a mother is terrifying under the best circumstances. Imagine not the best circumstances. It's that much more daunting and that much more lonely. And so the idea of Mother's Day Connect is that all of us, a community of mommy bloggers and other moms, and it's been amazing the response that we've had. How many women have come forward and said they want to be a part of this. So a whole bunch of us are going to be going to various hospitals in Cape Town, in Joburg, in Durban, and spending a bit of time with moms and making them feel less alone. And it's been so heartwarming for me because Mandy kind of corralled this amazing community of bloggers to all write about our experiences with motherhood. And each one is completely different. Like, obviously, so you have people who, became mothers through adoption, who became mothers with, natural birth, with C-sections, who were able to breastfeed, not breastfeed, who, had like all the beautiful organic everything that I wish I could do, and those who are happy as long as their kid eats some cheese puffs like I do. Happy as long as the kid is alive, that's kind of a win in my book. It's this whole thing of, we all come from various backgrounds and it's very different, and yet we all have a lot of similar stories. We all talk about how only another mom really understands, how it's really lonely and really daunting, especially in those early days. And just the range of experiences that we've all had, and it doesn't matter how you become a motherhood is very similar. No matter how you're raising your kids, no matter how you become a mom, being a mom is lonely. And it's just really intriguing to read these other stories and see what people have gone through and what people continue to go through. And reading the various blogs, and I've been trying to share all of them on this page. So if you read mine and you've missed some of the others, please have a scroll through after this video and just check out some of the other content that people have written, because it's really intriguing. And well, I've really enjoyed it. It's been an eye opener for me, because even in joining a campaign about making women feel less alone in motherhood, I still felt like I was alone. Like, I know that's really silly, but I still wrote things and thought like, oh, people are going to judge me, or people are going to think I'm that weird one who had postpartum depression because of the emergency C-section, or struggled with bonding, or, struggled because my mom is so far away and I didn't have her with me in those early days. And actually, there are lots of people who go through various things like that. There are lots of people who experience postpartum depression. It's really common, and especially people who have a preemie baby, they also go through it. And so it's just been really nice reading the various articles and watching some of the videos as well. Laura did a really interesting video that kind of validated what I've been thinking. So, we kind of raise our kids as best we can. And, especially like at Harley's age, it's hard to know what sinks in. And even throughout the years, you kind of wonder, like, am I doing a good job? Am I a good mom? Am I raising them right? Am I doing enough? Am I stimulating enough? Am I, whatever it might be, just trying so hard to be enough and to do a good job as a mom. And what's been really interesting for me is watching Laura's video, and she talks about how her kid's a teenager now, and all of a sudden it's like watching them make decisions and realizing, actually I must have done an okay job if, they're making the right decisions, if they're making good decisions, if they're becoming decent human beings. And that's what we hope for. I mean, that's always what we hope for, is that we're raising good humans, a good future population. So it's just really, like, it's quite cool to me that all these women are banding together and we're all working towards this goal of, making new moms feel more welcome. And even for me, I'm not that new a mom anymore. I've been at this for a while, and even for me, I felt less alone. Like, I read some of these articles about what people went through, and how life-threatening it can be to give birth. I mean, it still boggles my mind how many women go through such traumatic births. And when I was going through it, I thought, oh, my body failed me, or I'm the only one who's been through this. And then reading some of the posts, realizing actually so many of us go through this, so many of us experience this. So yeah, so it's just been really an eye-opener for me as well, to realize that, birth, even now, even 2015, 2016, 2017, it's still scary, and it's still dangerous. That moms, no matter how they become mothers, that it's daunting. Like, no matter how much you want it, or expect it, or plan it, or don't plan it, or whatever the background is of your becoming a mom, it's it's really, really scary once you take that baby home, and that's your responsibility. That little life, that little bundle is yours, and you are responsible. And it's absolutely terrifying. And so that's something that I'm hoping on Mother's Day, that I can help a new mom or two or three or 10. I don't know, Sharon, kind of. I got signed up for a hospital that I'm very excited to go to, but it seems like there are going to be way, way more moms in beds than there are going to be moms bringing goodies. So we're going to have to connect with a lot of moms and make a lot of moms feel less alone. But it's daunting and it's scary. And so the idea is that we can go to these hospitals and meet with women, new moms, and make it a little bit easier. Give them a little bit of a spoil on Mother's Day. Also spoil the nurses. I'm a big fan of nurses, thanks to, well, obviously nurses in general were always going to be awesome. But when Harley was in the NICU, the nurses were phenomenal. Like, she obviously wouldn't have survived without them, but I wouldn't have either. I mean, they celebrated with me in the NICU, and they danced with me when I would bring my, like, 4 drops of breast milk that I had managed to pump out, or whatever it was. And so nurses are incredible, and I don't think they're celebrated enough. So we definitely want to give them a spoil as well. So we'll be bringing treats for the nurses and treats for the moms on Mother's Day. And it's something that you can get involved with too. So I'm going to put the link in the video description once I'm done. The idea is that there's a whole variety of hospitals. So, I mean, I think there's like 4 or 5 in Joburg alone. I have no idea how many there are in Cape Town, but my Cape Town geography is pretty shaky as it is, so I would have no idea where to go anyway. But I'm going to be going into Joburg town, but there's also options in Edenvale and Tembisa and Pretoria for everyone to go to the hospital and spend some time with a new mom and just try and make Mother's Day special. I mean, it might be their first Mother's Day, or it might be, a second or third child that they're having, but they're alone in the hospital and their kids can't visit because, no children allowed on the ward. And Mother's Day is very special for me now, obviously. It was always special to celebrate my mom, but now I get to be special and celebrated. And there's um, there's something really unique about the way that moms connect and women connect. And I think that it's something that will be really cool to share on Mother's Day. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an eye-opening experience. And it will also just be so nice. Like I think about how much love and support I had. And I would love to pass that on, to pay it forward, or whatever expression we're meant to be using. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of what this is all about. I hope that clarifies things a little bit. So the idea is, if you're just joining now, the idea is that on Mother's Day, we're going to go to the hospital, spend time with a new mom, and make them feel less alone, and encourage them and spoil them a little bit. So if you go to the Cape Town Embrace Facebook page, they've got all the different options available for you. So whether you're in Cape Town or Joburg or Durban, there are hospitals that you can go to. Goodie bags have already been organized, so literally you will just show up and help the organizer, the leader, hand out goodie bags, chat to the women, chat to the moms there, give chocolate to nurses, whatever whatever the spoils and goodies are. And I don't know, for me, I think, it'll be nice to celebrate Mother's Day. Obviously, also for myself, I will definitely be forcing Dean to spoil me. Harley's a bit too young to get roped into that, although apparently her school has been baking cookies, so I will be getting some form of spoil. Yeah, so I think that it's one of those things where it's really important for all of us that we get involved and help moms. I mean, if you think about when your friends become moms, you reach out to them and you try and help and you try and be supportive. And these moms in the government hospitals don't have that. They might not have friends who are local. Their family might be far away, and so I think this is going to be a really special way to spend Mother's Day. And I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, so that's a little bit about Mother's Day Connect, I think. I hope. Oh, was it a fluke? Was it a fluke that you were asleep? Oh, monster. Oh, my angel, you are so tired. It's okay. Don't mind me. The power of boob compels her. Here we go. Much better. There we go. Hey, sweet girl. It's alright. So, yeah, oh, that's how I'm going to be spending just an hour on Mother's Day. I think it's important to notice that as well. Like, we're not asking for the whole day. So what we really want is for, just moms to go for an hour to the hospital and spend some time with a new mom and, give little tips or tricks or pointers if they want, or otherwise just sit with them, listen to them, talk to them, think about what you wanted. And was this your favorite place to be? I know. See, how do people wean? Like, I do want to wean her one day, but this is so sweet and so nice. And then I get sick of it, so this isn't like always the Madonna beautiful thing. Like, it's really, really nice until I'm like, get off me. I'm over it. And which is also normal and important to share with the moms on Mother's Day. Hey, Eris. Hey, monkey. So all the children want to be cuddled and scratched now. So that is what I'm going to be doing on Mother's Day. I am going to be going, oh god, I'm going to really fail at pronouncing this. The Charlotte Macquarie Hospital, Joburg Gen, and that's where I will be going for the Mother's Day Connect. But please, please go to the Cape Town Embrace Facebook page and find the one that's most convenient for you, and then there's a little link that you follow that will take you to a Google Doc. A Google Doc. I don't think there's a Google Doc what? A Google document and a sign up form. And that will then let the organizers know that you're coming so they can, put you in a WhatsApp group or whatever is needed to make sure that you know what you need to do to show up and be there for another mom and join in on Mother's Day Connect. And I'm really, really excited for it. Like, I just think it's going to be so. Like, I'm also excited to see the other moms who come and connect. Like, I'm going to be carpooling with a mom friend, and we're all going to go and we're going to support these new moms. So, yeah, just go and look for those individual. It's what they've done is it looks like an image, and then it'll say the date and the time and the location for each of the areas. And so you should be able to pick out your area, hopefully, quite quickly. And then you go onto the Google Doc, and there's a sign up, and there's a drop down, so you can select the hospital that's nearest to you. And then you can go on Mother's Day and make another mom, welcome another mom to the mom tribe. Like, we all have to support each other. It's hard enough as it is being a mom, and so supporting each other, I don't know, for me just makes it all possible. I couldn't do it without my group of mom tribe friends who get me through the day when I need them to, when Harley is difficult or beautiful or wonderful or adventurous or everything in between. It's hard enough being a mom, and so we all need our mom tribe support. I'm really appreciative of everybody who's come on to support, and I'm really appreciative of everyone who then comes with on Mother's Day, and I'm excited to meet the new moms and meet the old moms and just kind of hang out with the mom tribe for an hour or so on Mother's Day. I think it's going to be really special, and then I'll go and get my own chocolate, so I get to do both. And it's that whole thing where we all feel so much better when we do for other people. Well, I don't know. Maybe not all. Maybe some of you are sociopaths. I don't know. I assume no sociopaths are watching my live video. But you know that feeling when you do something nice for someone, and so we get to do that and do something nice for a whole lot of women and make them feel special on Mother's Day. So that's pretty much the crux of it. Like I said, I've been sharing the various posts that the other women have written, the other bloggers have written about Mother's Day and what it means to be a mom. So definitely check those out and get involved, please, please. Like, if you're wondering how to get involved, just go check out Cape Town Embrace, check out their Facebook page. There's all the details you could possibly need. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. It's really made me feel very special to have all of you on the live stream with me. And for those who don't know, just a reminder, please, you can page for Born Geek and hit subscribe and hit like and all of the positive sounding buttons so that you get notified when I'm live in the future. Please like Born Geek because I'm going to be going live twice a week, and I might even be breastfeeding every time if I get this kind of reaction. I'll let you all know when I'm going live so you can so you can watch me try and put Harley back to sleep. I'm going to go try and put her in the cot now, and I hope to see some of you in person on Sunday and for Mother's Day, and I hope to hear all about your experiences for those who go to other hospitals. I'm definitely going to be doing my live stream on Sunday all about my experience, so keep an eye out for that because I'm sure it's going to be something I will need to unload on all of you because I have a feeling it's going to boggle my mind, and yeah. So I look forward to seeing those of you who I can, and those who I don't get to see, I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day, and I hope that you don't feel alone and that you help other moms also not feel alone. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to look out for more live videos soon. Thanks, guys. Bye. Have a nice night.